Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is John Lin, one of the co-organizers of tomorrow's Cela Summit, the global gathering of accelerators and innovation programs happening here in New York City at 10 Hudson Yards at the SAP NextGen offices. And we'll be talking about a variety of different topics at the summit, one of which is how innovation is happening in new settings, specifically corporations. And so we have three amazing leaders in corporate innovation here with us today that are going to introduce themselves, their organizations, and a little bit about how they see innovation. So Dina, could you start us off and introduce a little bit about yourself and what's going on at the Global Accelerator Network?
Yeah, so thank you so much for having us. We're really, really happy to be here. So GAN stands for the Global Accelerator Network, is a community of accelerators, partners, investors, and studios. We actually help startups create job opportunities and help grow their businesses by connecting them to a larger pool of different accelerators and investors so that they can be the most successful that they can be wherever they call home. So that's, and my role specifically is working with larger corporate innovation groups who are looking to access startups for investment and pilot purposes.
So taking the greater portfolio that GAN has built around the accelerators in its network and helping leverage that so that larger organizations can more easily get into contact with those innovators.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Exactly. Yes.
Great.
It's
fun. Deborah, can you tell us a little bit about what you're working on?
Absolutely. So I actually got started in innovation back during the days of the dot-com days. I was at a startup and learned firsthand how it was to work with large corporations. Further along, actually for more than a decade now, I've been involved on the corporate side as a venture investor, innovator, and partner with nearly 10 funds at this point at GE Ventures and now with Touchdown Ventures, where we partner with leading corporations to establish and run their corporate venture capital funds.
It's amazing work at Touchdown. We've been in contact for a few years with Touchdown now, and I think it's just really unique what the model is and helping larger organizations build out that kind of innovation from scratch. So we'll be looking forward to hearing more about that at the summit. And Kat, can you introduce a little bit about what you're working on?
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for having me as well. I work for Verizon's 5G lab, and so we're basically exploring what the future holds with 5G. We're working with academic partners, startups, developer communities, and established companies to work together to build the future.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Verizon has been super active in the New York City community, and we've been so impressed by all the activities that you all have been spinning out. So thanks for joining. Can you all say a little bit about what's sort of top of mind for your organization right now? How are you? What's cutting edge for you? What are you focusing on?
So for us, we are really focusing on finding the most efficient way where we can connect corporates to startups without having to deal with any of the clutter in between, right? So there are around 10,000 different accelerators out there in the world. And I don't know if you knew that, but lots of accelerators. And many of them have obviously amazing startups. And as a corporate, it's really difficult to navigate the space. And so that's really where we come in and we help, we help larger organizations be able to kind of make sense of what's going on and be able to actually strategically find those good fits for specific pilot opportunities and investment opportunities. So we're really excited about making it more efficient and making it quicker and easier for everyone involved.
Great. What are you thinking about, Deborah?
At Touchdown, we run bespoke corporate venture capital programs built for and with the corporate partners that we work with. And so what's top of mind for us is really thinking about both the strategic and the financial benefits that can come from that, and then actually getting them to happen. And so that requires a lot of discipline, requires some experience and a deep network. And so I'm looking forward to speaking with other accelerators tomorrow.
Yeah. Can you actually say a little bit more about that? I mean, I think everyone understands the importance of venture capital and producing financial returns that can be rewarding for innovation. But you mentioned a strategic incentive and actually helping those things happen. What are some of the ways that Touchdown Ventures does that?
Well, we start with the why. Every corporation has a reason why a corporate venture capital program now, and what they'd like to achieve out of it. You'll get different answers depending on who you ask, but the goal is at the outset be very clear as to what we'd like to see out of it, and understand what success looks like, and then put in place actual KPIs and metrics, and build our entire investment thesis and strategy and fund around that. And run the program in a very disciplined fashion and measure ourselves and continue that conversation along the way, adjust as needed, so that we are sure that in years 1, 2, 3, early in the program, as well as later in the program, we are in line with the strategic goals of the corporation.
Absolutely, and we've seen a lot happening in corporate innovation through the accelerator space, and one of the difference makers, and I hope everyone was listening to that last answer, one of the difference makers is how those structures are designed and then managing them the right way. So that's super valuable to hear. Can't wait to hear more about it tomorrow. Kat, what is Verizon thinking about right now?
Sure. So, we just launched 5 different 5G labs across the nation. And so we're trying to figure out how we connect with as many academics, startups, and developers as possible to build what's next for 5G, right? And so we just launched the Built on 5G Challenge, and we're offering $1 million to the winning company to build with us the next solution for 5G, right? And that can be across many verticals. It can be a moonshot, but we're taking submissions now.
Amazing, great.
Yeah.
And so before we wind up here, just can you all share a little bit about what made you want to participate in the summit and what'll be happening tomorrow?
Yeah, so we're really excited to be here because accelerators have been around now for over 10 years, right? And models have shifted and models have changed continuously, and we've all learned, best practices, and we understand kind of that you have to keep iterating as you grow as an accelerator. And so being able to come together as a community and share best practices and learn from each other is something that I think needs to continue to happen, especially as we start to look at those different models, as I was talking about, whether it's a startup studio or if it's a CVC arm launching their own accelerator. There's just so many different things going on, and so having this community to come together every year is truly such a great way to stay in touch with everyone and also learn a lot. So that's why I'm excited.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm excited because accelerators in their second decade now are maturing, are evolving, and improving, and so is corporate venture capital. And I think there's a large opportunity to reduce the friction between startups and corporations, and really accelerate and magnify the impact that both can have on one another. And by partnering together between accelerators and corporate venture capital, I think we can really amplify those impacts.
For sure.
I echo both of your thoughts 100%, right? I'm on the other side of the coin, and we're just trying to immerse ourselves in the community, and we see accelerators and this whole summit as a way to do that.
And hopefully the summit's an opportunity to get in contact with those programs that can leverage their portfolios to interact with things like the Built-in 5G Challenge at Verizon.
Absolutely.
Great. So thank you all for joining today, and looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone online for joining us as well.